Let's explore the lsof command, a powerful utility in Linux. lsof stands for List Open Files. It allows you to list all open files and the processes that are using them. This command is a very helpful tool for system administrators and developers. It helps to identify which processes have which files open. At its core, the lsof command is invoked simply by typing lsof in your terminal. The most basic way to use the lsof command is without any options. When you run lsof without any options, it lists all open files belonging to all active processes on your system. The output from lsof provides a wealth of information. Each line in the output represents an open file and includes details about the command name that is using the file, the process identification number, or PID, the user who owns the process, the file descriptor, or FD, which is a number that the process uses to access the file, the type of file, and the file location. In the example shown, we can see that the sysadmin process has several files open, including directories and executable files. We can also see that a bash shell and the Chrome browser have open files as well. It's important to note that to see all open files, including those opened by other users, you'll typically need to run lsof with superuser privileges using sudo lsof. One of the most common uses for lsof is to filter the output to show only the files opened by a specific process. You can filter lsof output by process identification number, or PID, or by the command or process name. Filtering by process is useful when troubleshooting specific applications or investigating process behavior. To filter by process identification number, use the P option followed by the PID. For example, lsof P1234 will show all files opened by the process with PID 1234. To filter by command name, use the C option followed by the command name. For example, lsof cfirefox will show all files opened by any process whose command name starts with Firefox. You can also use lsof to find out which processes are using a specific file, files in a specific directory, or files on a specific file system. This can be useful when you need to unmount a file system, delete or modify a file that is in use, or troubleshoot file access issues. To find out which processes are using a specific file, simply pass the file's path as an argument to lsof. For example, lsof/var/log/syslog will show all processes that have the file /var/log/syslog open. To find out which processes are using files in a specific directory, use the +D option followed by the directory path. For example, lsof +D/var/log/ will show all processes that have any files open within the /var/log directory. Note that the +D option recursively searches the directory. The lsof command can also be used to display network connections and identify the processes that are using them. This is especially useful for security monitoring and troubleshooting network issues. To show all network connections, use the I option. You can also specify the type of network connection to display. For example, lsof ITCP will show only Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, connections. You can also filter by port number or IP address. For example, lsof I:22 will show connections on port 22, and lsof I@192.168.1 will show connections to the specific IP address. The lsof command also provides options for filtering by user and file type. These filters can help you narrow down the results and focus on specific areas of interest. To show files opened by a specific user, use the U option followed by the username. For example, lsof U username will show all files opened by the user username. You can also exclude a user by using U:*username. The caret symbol indicates negation, meaning exclude. To show specific types of files, use the D option followed by the file type. For example, lsof DMEM shows memory-mapped files, lsof DTXT shows program text or executable files, and lsof D0 to 2 shows standard input, standard output, and standard error file descriptors. To perform very specific queries, you can combine lsof options with logical operators. The two main operators are a for logical and n for negation, which means exclude. By default, when you specify multiple options to lsof, it uses a logical OR. This means that it will show results that match any of the specified criteria. However, if you use the option, it will only show results that match all of the specified criteria. This allows for powerful, precise filtering to find exactly what you need. For example, you can find all TCP connections by a specific user, all files opened by a process except certain types, or all network connections except those on port 22. The command lsof, username AITCP, will show all TCP connections by the user username. The command lsof jinx I22 will show all files opened by the jinx process except network connections on port 22. The lsof command is a versatile tool that can be used in a variety of real-world scenarios. Here are some common use cases. When you can't unmount a file system because it's in use, use lsof to find out which processes are using it. The command lsof/mnt/usb will show all processes that are using the /mnt/usb file system. If a service fails to start because the port is already in use, use lsof to identify which process is using the port. The command lsof i8080 will show all processes that are using port 8080. When a file can't be modified or deleted because it's locked by another process, use lsof to find out which process is locking the file. The command lsof/path/to/locked/file will show all processes that have the file/path/to/locked/file open. You can also use the command for security monitoring and to detect unusual activity. The command lsof iu_root shows all network connections by non-root users. In summary, lsof is a powerful command line utility that lists open files and the processes using them. Key options include P to filter by process identification number, C to filter by command name, U to filter by username, and I to filter by network connections. You can combine options with the, which stands for and, for precise filtering. lsof is essential for troubleshooting file and network issues. Here are some pro tips. Use lsof plus L1 to find deleted files that are still in use. Pipe the output of lsof to grep for additional filtering. Use lsof R5 to repeat the command every 5 seconds. For large systems, use the F option for machine parsable output. Finally, check the man lsof page for many more options and examples. Remember, in Linux, everything is a file, and lsof helps you see what's happening behind the scenes. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.